Welcome. Okay, so welcome to Energy Balls. We are going to break down energy balls for you, or protein balls, and show you a framework of which you can decipher and decide exactly what you want in your energy balls.
The energy balls we're going to be making for you today are a real summery one, high in bright colours.
High in bright colours. These are really high in bright colours.
They're high in antioxidants, they're good for you, they're delicious, they're a whole food, healthy
And
snack.
they're high in protein.
Okay, first step you're going to need is a food processor.
Yes, a mechanical device. Okay, so typically the basic framework of an energy ball or a protein ball for when we make them is equal part nut or seed to equal part dried fruit. So in this context, we've got 100 grams of nuts. I could only find 30 grams of pistachios. I love the color of them. Found 70 grams of cashews. So we've got 100 grams of nuts and I've got 100 grams of dried fruit. So in this context, we're using dried apricots.
And I have a few little kind of small handful of goji berries. I chop them beforehand because generally when dried fruit goes into a food processor, it gets caught on the blade and it just doesn't cut down properly. So it's a lot easier if you slice them beforehand.
Yeah, so typically, okay, just to give a context, so we're using 100 grams of nuts and 100 grams of dried fruit. I could use almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews,
pine nuts, hazelnuts, caramelized pecans, whichever way you want to go.
I could use seeds if I preferred seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, etc. Up to equal part. If I was using seeds, if I wanted to be higher in protein, I'd probably do a slightly more nut combo, and pumpkin seed is one of the highest protein sources in the plant kingdom, so I would put pumpkin seed in it as well.
Okay, so in we go.
Into the food processor. I will start with the nuts and we'll blend them until a powder.
Hey! Great.
Boom. Okay, so we blended them for about a minute until they formed a breadcrumb-like texture. See, simple like that.
So 100 grams of ground nuts. Obviously, if you like it more coarse or just pulse them, it's just gonna add more bite and texture. So we've got 100 grams of dried fruit, combination of apricot and goji berries. And again, here you could go dates, you could go raisins, you go sultanas, you go dried figs,
dried
prunes.
mango, dried apple, all those kind of various combos. I've got some chia seeds. It's gonna bump up the nutritional profile, fiber, protein. It's gonna give that fleck of black, which I kind of like in it too. So I've got 2 tablespoons. I've got 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or linseed, that's what it's also known as. And they're just gonna kind of help bind it and bump up the nutrition again.
Now, time to add flavor agents. So there are many different flavor agents, whether you like to put in ground coffee, you want to put in some cacao powder. They're traditionally the main ones. You could put some mint extract, you could put some rum, some vanilla, etc. I'm gonna go with just vanilla essence. I'm gonna go with about 1 teaspoon.
That's vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract, correct.
Yes.
Thank you, David.
My brother Stephen likes things nice and sweet, so I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of maple syrup for my brother.
Leave it out, obviously, if you don't want to, because... Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
It's kind of cute.
Leave it out, obviously, if you want to make it 100% whole food, but you know, you want it to taste nice. I'm going to go with a pinch of ginger powder. You go with cinnamon if you like. Just a little pinch. It's going to add a certain element of like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, ooh.
And finally, just to give that kind of tropical feel and a little bit of lime, a little bit of zest and a little bit of flavour.
I'm going to
zest in a little bit of the...
So we're using a microplane here. Just try to avoid getting any of the white pectin in it. The white pectin is quite bitter and it will contrast with the lovely sweetness.
Boom. Okay, so I blended that for probably about a minute, 2 minutes, something like that. It's got a beautiful kind of rich color to it. And once again, something I forgot to mention there was if you wanted them more fatty, you could add coconut oil. It'll just add a little bit more body to it.
But you'll see they're really holding their form together very nicely. Put them in your hand, compress them so they're coming together, and then you're just gonna roll them into nice little balls.
Okay, so something which lots of people often do is they'll roll their energy balls / protein balls. They might do it in desiccated coconut, cacao powder,
freeze-dried raspberry, beetroot
seeds,
powder, chopped pistachio, rose petals, lavender petals, hibiscus.
Chopped chocolate, but there's so many different things which you can do with it. We just kept these nice and simple and clean and very tasty. And obviously, if you wanted less dried fruit, if you're conscious of your sugar intake, you could probably get away with half the amount of dried fruit to nuts.
But dried fruit, as you know, is very high in fiber, so although it's high in sugar and fructose and glucose, it'll be released into your bloodstream slower because
so
of the
dudes, fiber. Here we go. To more energy, to more protein, to more power!
I love the lime. With the cashew nuts, it adds almost like a biscuit-like flavour.
Actually, yum. Really nice, yeah. Delicious, yum. Highly recommend it.
Lovely snack. You can probably have 2 of them for lunch. Whole food, delicious, energy, power.
Yum!
Protein ball!
Okay, comment down below. Let us know what's your favourite combination for energy ball / protein ball.
It almost has a lemon lime taste. It's fabulous.
Really cool. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you for being part of this community. We probably don't thank you enough, but we really appreciate it.
and we're wishing you a splendid day ahead.
Cheers, bye.